Hello, I'm back. So I actually gave birth at, well, I thought it was 37 weeks, but apparently I was actually 36 weeks and 3 days when I delivered. Yeah, um, well, that's the baby. Yeah, so I'm a month in now, 1 month mom, and let me tell you, like I thought pregnancy was hard, being a mom, a new mom, is a lot harder. So where I was thinking, oh, okay, well, he's out now, no more pain, no more, feeling fat and everything else. Well, being a new mom is pretty tough stuff. As you can see, this is my little baby. He's a boy. Yeah, he's up here because he was crying. His dad is working out of town, so I know he misses his father. Funny enough, in my last video, or one of my other videos actually, I did a video about the no contact rule, and I was pregnant at the time. So, to add to the no contact rule, so me and my child's father actually started talking. I would say, well, really, honestly, it wasn't until the day of the pregnancy he actually did show up, and he brought his sister. She was actually really nice. I never met her before until then, but yeah, she was nice. Anyway, so the no contact rule, well, we really actually started communicating the day of. And honestly, I will say this, like allowing him to be a part of the birth and everything else, I think it like struck a chord within him to kind of take things serious and that this was actually real, which for most women, that's what they tell me. Like, guys really don't realize until the day that their child is born. And like, when I say he cried, it wasn't just one cry, it was a bunch of cries. And then when I was having contractions, I guess he could see how much pain I was actually really in, and maybe it's got him thinking because he actually stayed the whole time. I think I was in labor for probably 12 hours. That red raspberry tea leaf, yeah, leaf tea, mix that up. That I will actually suggest to drink because I delivered in 20 minutes and I had no tears, none. So I delivered vaginally, didn't have to be a C-section. In my previous videos, I believe went out from 34 weeks on. Uh, what happened? Oh yeah, yeah. So 34 weeks on, I had to get the steroid shot. They suck like a complication or whatever. And the steroid shots were to like, boost development since he was trying to come early. I was in premature labor. So, yeah, he's a preemie, but he is growing really well. And with the premature labor, I did go into labor because 34 weeks I was technically actually 33 and didn't know it. Because at the same time, like, that's why they give you a week of time, like where they said I was going to deliver from the 16th to the 22nd. That's why they give you that week length of time because, it's hard to actually truly gauge when you get pregnant. So he was, I was 33 weeks when I went into preterm labor, and then 36 weeks instead of 37 weeks when I delivered. And my water actually just broke. I was making a bagel, and funny enough, is my son could come at any time after I had the steroid shots. It was perfectly fine. So my doctor was actually waiting because, again, we thought 37 weeks. So they said the following week they would induce me. So I was actually eating a bagel, and I was on YouTube, of course, and I came across this video that said that this workout would induce your labor, and I was like, nothing else has done anything. I went into preterm labor, and after they gave me the medication and I got the shots, everything stopped. So I was under the impression I was going to deliver on time anyways. So I was like, oh, let me click on this video, and it was like really simple workouts. Like when I say simple, it's nothing extraneous, nothing too hard. I was making a bagel and eating a bagel, doing it. It's a 10-minute video. I only got halfway through it. And I was like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. And I kid you not, like I felt a little like pinch pain on my left side, but I didn't think anything of it. I just went about my normal routine, which is no routine. It's just pretty much eating, drinking tea, watching Netflix all day. That's pretty much it. And so within the hour, I had to pee. So that's his little hand. And so I went to go pee, and then like normally I'm like trying to squish out the pee because my stomach's pretty big, and usually I have to do that to make sure it's all out, or I'm just gonna leak all over myself. But the pee just wouldn't stop. Like I would think I was done, get up, and then be leaking still, and I was like, oh my god, am I in labor? And I truly didn't believe I was. And I remember when it started, it was 5:08 in the morning because I was so confused. I looked at my phone, 5:08 in the morning, and I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, I don't know. It might be labor, it might not. So I called my doctor like maybe an hour or two later. Because, like, whenever you're in your third trimester, especially towards the end, you do get contractions randomly. So I didn't think anything of it. I already had premature labor. So unless, like, I felt the contractions from then, I wasn't planning on going to the hospital. So at this time, I didn't really know if my water broke or not. But I've been in the hospital enough to not want to go back unless I had to. So I called my doctor at like 7:30, and he told me to go straight to the hospital. But I was like, no, I don't feel like doing that either, because I'm thinking that they're gonna turn me away until I reach 4 centimeters to why. He told me to go immediately, and I was like, should I really go, or like, are they gonna turn me away? Because the hospital's 5 minutes away anyway, so do not do that if you live further. I live around the corner from the hospital, like literally, it's down the street, 5 minutes. So don't do that if you live farther away from your hospital. That's crazy, and I'll tell you why. So I actually did not go to the hospital until 9 o'clock that morning. So that's 4 hours into labor. And me not listening to my doctor. I get there and they're like, your water broke and you stayed at home. Because I literally stayed 2 more hours at home. I was going to stay longer, but, my friends were telling me and my family that I needed to go. And I was like, okay. But I wanted to get a nap in. I took a shower, got a nap in, ate some cereal because they don't give you food whenever you're in labor. You cannot eat. So I wanted to eat before I got there. And then when I got there, they were like, you're in labor. You're supposed to come immediately. So yeah, that's why. When your water breaks, you go immediately to the hospital. Don't wait. Now, if it's just your mucus plug, usually that's fine from what they told me. Okay, always consult your OBGYN because, I don't know everybody's case, but that was the case with me. Yeah, I really actually said. And then on top of that, I didn't bring any of my bags with me because I was so under the impression that I had to be 4 centimeters dilated before I got admitted. I didn't know that they were going to immediately admit me. I only brought a purse with me. Like, I had maybe some mints. That's about it in my purse. But yeah, so yeah, labor they don't let you eat, and if your water breaks, go to the hospital immediately. Seriously, just go. You're supposed to. Definitely supposed to. Don't do what I did and just hang out at home. Yeah, so, yeah, and labor is painful. Like your contractions, once they start coming, it hurts. And then they try to put a freaking balloon in me, and I was 3 centimeters dilated, so his head was all the way at the bottom, and he had a big head. Like I said in my other videos, he had a big head. His head, right now at 1 month, is measuring 88%. His body, 38. So that head right there. Yep. And sorry, I have to check because you never know with this one. He loves to eat. After 1 month, they actually cleared me to start feeding him. Whenever he's hungry, I can feed him. Because he was on a bit of a diet. Like, he had to eat every 3 hours. I had to monitor everything for 1 month because he was a preemie. He did only spend a day in NICU, so just 24 hours because he came out 6 pounds, 6 ounces. 19 inches. So, yeah, 36 weeks. He was pretty much developed. He was perfectly fine. There wasn't anything wrong with him. He did have mild jaundice, but babies get that, so it's nothing to concern yourself as long as they get sunlight. If it is something, then you'll get a Billy blanket, which is just one of those lights to help get rid of the jaundice, and it has something to do with the liver. So, and mom's like, that's something that happens from us, but it is also a normal thing because I was very scared about that. But yeah, for labor, oh my God, it was so painful. And then the balloon thing, as I was saying. So they tried to put that balloon thing in me, and like his head just like pushed it out. It didn't stay for the second, and that's the only time I cried during labor. The contractions, I actually didn't cry. I did not cry from one contraction. That stupid balloon bawled like a baby. But contractions, and they're really, really actually very, very, very painful towards the end. Like, I like started screaming, because it hurt that bad. And like, weirdly enough, I had so many people in my room, and it was not the plan at all. Like, I was only planning on having maybe one or two people, but I had a bunch of people in my room. When I delivered, it was only two people, but to sit there in labor was a few people. And I did get an epidural, because I'm telling you, like, if you can do it naturally, then do it. If that's something that you want, go for it. But I tell you one thing, man, F no. FHE double hockey sticks no. No. I was in so much pain. And like, actually the epidural, they were able to give me, because I had started the pit coin or whatever whenever I got into labor. And that increased it, but labor went by slowly. Very, very, very slowly. But right when they gave me the epidural, they increased it to 2 pit coins, and like within 2 hours, I was 10 centimeters dilated. And that nap was amazing. And like pushing, like I would say there's a certain way to push for the baby to come out. Like, it's weird, but like everybody says, you have to push like you're pooping, but you're pushing like you're pooping through your vagina. So I know this is a weird thing to put that in, but to not put that in, but to describe. But if you've ever like pushed a tampon out of your vagina, it's the same thing. Yeah. So some women have done it. Maybe not everyone, but yeah, it has happened. Not saying I did, not saying I didn't, but that's exactly the same thing. Labor was not fun. So your first week pregnant, or no, not pregnant, but and you still have pregnancy brain, by the way, too, because I have pregnancy brain super bad still. Well, not super bad, but it's still there. It's still existent, very much so. But the first week of being a mom is super hard. Now, I got to stay in the hospital for about 3 days. It's normally 2, but they kept me another day because, like, they really didn't get to go over everything they were supposed to, because I delivered on the weekend. And it was like late at night, too. I delivered, well, it's not late, because it was 9:51 p.m. I was in labor since 5:08. Oh, wait, maybe my labor was longer. Well, you know what I'm saying. Uh, you can count from there. I don't feel like it. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that was, wait, yeah, yeah. Just do your math if you feel like doing it. Don't if you don't want to. But yeah. So the first 3 days I was in the hospital. So I did have help with the nurses, and they showed me how to bathe him, because I am a first time mom, so I really have no idea. And like they kind of went over like how to care for him and everything else. My hospital does not circumcise at the hospital. So I had to go through my OBGYN for that, and I'm going to tell you this now. Like, it is hard, and it's better for you to be out the room, because like that scream, your baby's first scream, and your first time mom, and hearing that is just like, it tears you apart. You feel horrible. Like, it was just so horrible. And then like changing him after his circumcision made me cry. I couldn't do it. It's like my baby's blood. It was just too hard. Even though I know like he was okay, it's definitely hard. It's very, very hard to hear and to see, like, even when he, like, scratches his little face, and they scratch themselves, get an emery board, shave down their nails downwards. Don't do this, like, with the nail thingy. Don't do this. Go down, like, downwards, downwards, downwards. Not how you would do your normal nails whenever you use one of those nail files, because the emery board is just like a nail file, because they scratch the crap out of their face. So even when he scratches his face and it's like a little bit of blood, I still like, ugh, I hate it. But that first week, learning all the stuff you need to learn, and it's so much information at once. And also, breast pumping makes you extremely tired. Like, it releases oxytocin. So when you breast pump, you're going to be so exhausted after. And I would say definitely get as much help as you can your first week. Ugh, hell, your first month. He just farted. Yeah, they fart and burp at the same time. They like, yeah, I've already been peed on. I've been pooped on. He's peed on my mouth, in my mouth before, because like I was changing him, and like when he has a penis, you know, so he's a boy. So like when he was peeing, I was trying to get out of range, and I was like, oh my! And before I could get out, God, he switched range, and boom. Yeah, but baby's pee is sterile. But yeah, he definitely peed in my mouth and pooed on me. So, like, I've been pooed on quite a few times. Peed on definitely a lot. Lots and lots of pee. So, be prepared for that, especially if you're having a boy. Like, one thing I will say is a good advice is lift the diaper. Like, when you undo the diaper, like, let the air hit it and put that diaper flat back down. Give it a second. And then when you're wiping him, just keep a wet wipe on his little thing. You'll start to get the hang of it to when you notice and know when he's gonna pee, because you can just tell as a mom. But good advice is cover that thing. Oh yeah, but it's 1 month in for me now. I've been on the hiatus because it's hard to definitely like post any videos when you have a newborn. So it's a learning curve though. When you're a mom, it's just a learning situation. But his dad, though, after that no contact rule and we started communicating, things got a lot better. Like, he's around a lot more. He's changed a lot. Like, rebirth. He's a new person. He's different. You know, there are some times where we have issues, but for the most part, he's a really good father. And he stepped up a lot more than I expected, which I'm pretty happy about. So, but we'll see, you know. It just takes time. But really, honestly, I'm too tired to even feel like dealing with any kind of arguments or drama, because it's a lot of work taking care of a baby. A lot of work. And you're going to have a lot of sleepless nights. Like, I'm pulling 20 hours or 22-hour days sometimes. So, but it's worth it. I will say that. It's definitely worth it. Your baby's the cutest thing ever, and you get to learn every little thing about the baby. It's a wonderful feeling being a mom. You're definitely a tired that you've never experienced in your life. I don't care if you've worked overtime, doubles, back-to-back, school and work. No. You still don't know this type of tired. This type of tired is unreal. But it's definitely worth it, and I love it. Pretty sure I'll go over more stuff later. But for now, I'm back, and this is my first month video. So, yay. Yay, and good luck to all the other first-time moms. I swear he's pooping. This is pooping. I swear it's pooping.